Oh, who's going to be the judge, the jury, and the executioner? A trial of Forex. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt, and the person chuckling on the other side of the screen is
Potter.
If you are new to this here channel, we talk about the beautiful world of DeFi. We're documenting our journey, and we build financial power here. That's what we're all about. If you're a regular, thanks for sliding on by. I already see people in the chat there.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, right?
Hey, you, whoever you are.
Yesterday, we weren't here. And this was because of me. I had some things come up. No. We were not here because of me yesterday. I had some things I had to handle on family time and all that. I had to handle that. But I actually had somebody reach out and be like, hey, was there no show? So I know people are out there caring. So I appreciate you. We go live 10 Eastern every single Thursday, Friday. If you're feeling squirrely, slide on back by. We are ultimately talking about documenting our journey in the crypto, and not only crypto, the financial power world. Potter and I both are sort of working on our own financial power journey. We have joined forces. A professional in the world of crypto. And I guess you could say I'm a little above a novice status now. And
yes, definitely.
Fledgling
level achieved.
You think so? I think
yes.
I think it's getting better. Typically we talk about this project called Drip, but before we dive all the way into it, Butter, how you feeling?
I'm good. We can't say always every Thursday, Friday anymore.
I guess that's true.
I've goofed up. You've had real life things that you've had to do. So, and we do have a surprise next week, but Matt is we've got a policy that we don't reveal
until it's done.
That's
so right.
Can't reveal. Even though half of it did kind of happen last night.
That's correct. That is correct. Cole's in the chat. Morning, folks. Glad to see you back. We all definitely missed the Drip channel out there. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
You rock.
We want to talk about the drama that's going on with Forex and the whole Drip community. I'm going to be flat out honest. I'm going to be flat out honest. I've seen about this much of what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen about this much of what's going on. That's been very intentional. And I encourage you to dip your toe in the water to be informed, but don't dive so deep in that you're like, I'm done with crypto. I'm done. Don't bog yourself down too much is ultimately what I'm saying.
Right. Or don't go hands on keyboard. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like I read this comment from thanks R2. Shh. I read this comment from someone. They're like, click. I'm not afraid of anyone. What does it mean? Click. I'm not afraid of anyone.
I believe click means that of the sound of a gun.
No, click means the sound of a keyboard.
Okay. All right. It could go either way. So yeah, keyboard warrior.
We live in Florida, so yeah, that's usually the one that we.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear this, but a little studio laughter behind that. So one day we're gonna get the sound effects in, I promise. So I like reality TV. Like I like The Circle, and and guilty enough. It's Howard Stern's fault, but Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And so that's what we got going on in Drip World, right? And so we made sure that the title didn't say the trial of Forex Shark, because we're not, gonna judge him. We're saying that it is a trial of Forex Shark, because I never used to be able to search on his name and find him, right? And now you can, and there are forces kind of like at play. So I'm going to be clicking on stuff. So excuse me as my eyes kind of go around places.
No, it's all good. If you're new to the project of Drip, it is a daily 1% ROI platform that is deflationary in nature. Just like everything, it is bleeding, but it's still paying currently in the crypto world.
Right.
Everything we talk about today is not financial advice. So let's get it kicking.
Definitely not. We insist that it's not. So what we've already covered, you can go back, look at a video right here. Kidding, because we don't do that.
That was very good.
You can go back and take a look where we talked about, who is this guy and what has he done? So the reason we bring that up is because when the Animal Farm initially rolled out, I had people who were listening to me. I can hear some music. Yeah. A group of people, and I told them, I'm not sure you should get into the Animal Farm, and here's why. Because he seems to be an architect who rolls things out and then goes, you know what? I need to rethink that. And then he makes it better. So example, Silo. And there's another token that I had for a sec thinking, it's going to come back. He's going to use it. He didn't. And then there was Breep. And he used Breep and Drip. And that, right? Yep. So now we release Animal Farm, right? And so that's why I was like, this is going to be good. Does this make sense? Am I rambling?
No. So, and if you don't know, Breep is a certain portion of Drip that basically works off the back of it, helps you, like, you ultimately can get referrals and stuff like that. And it's a supporting system within Drip. Silo was a project beforehand, and then, Animal Farm's obviously tied onto that. So yeah, got it.
Right. So then, we get to the trial part, right? And the trial part comes because there's a huge voice that's, singing in unison that their unrequited love for the person that they said, you know what, I'm going to take this DeFi ride and I want to take it with this superstar named Forex Shark. And then he said, hey, I need to rethink some stuff. Whoop, watch the money. Right. And, there was no real communication that, hey, I am so sorry that I'm doing this, guys, but I promise you this is for better, over and over and over again. Right. There was
yes.
Trust me, guys, I promise. I got hit by this thing too, but it never made it to where people were like, he heard us. Yep. Unless you were in the group that kind of I'm in, the group that is still making out for the early investments in a Forex Shark architecture.
Yeah.
But these people got a voice. And whereas before I wouldn't have understood, like, I think that there are some people who cannot understand what it's like to say, hey, I'm planning to do something and have that be your livelihood. And that you weren't supposed to, gamble with more than you thought you were going to lose. And you were ready for some kind of, oh my God, I might have to adjust. But you always thought in DeFi you would have access to your capital.
Yeah.
So when he locked that, I was mad.
Yep.
I was like, give some 3-letter agency should show up at his doorstep, because I did trust him, every time I heard him talk, but I'm like, you have to show me because I don't trust anybody. Right. And then when he released it, well, the stuff that I was in was released, but then there were other people who were stuck with dogs. And those people, I found out, we even talked about it the last show, those people were mad.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I completely missed that. And if I missed it and I'm in here, I'm not in the walled garden, right, of development and excitement about, oh my God, they're going to love this. Kind of lost my point. But because that walled garden kind of keeps you, I wanted to talk about that topic. So that walled garden kind of keeps you from understanding the pains of the people on the outside.
No, I don't think you lost your thought. I know exactly what you were saying. You weren't in that walled garden with Forex, like, holy crap, they're going to love it. You were on the opposite side of the fence with everybody else, where you're like, what the hell, where's my money? You were on that side. So it makes sense what you're saying, basically his perspective. Not shade, but it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
And so by that lack of any caring for, not because, look, the guy created all of this because he wanted to create a culture where people don't have to work.
I believe he has good intentions as well.
Yeah, his intentions are good, but it's his style, right? I don't care,
Sure.
So, but it bred something, as entropy always does, right?
Okay.
It bred motivated actors, right?
Yes.
Ooh, there's drama, like, so from the Amber Heard Johnny Depp stuff, There's all kinds of YouTube channels that are not successful because,
Absolutely.
you know, and
trend hacking. That's
right.
what it's called.
And guess what? Initially, they were all pro herd, right?
Yep.
And now they're all pro dep.
Yeah.
Right. So now you got these pro shark and anti shark people, and all of them are armed with fact, right? But one of them has scorned people, right? Who are not being heard by the person that they trusted with their money.
Okay. Okay. All right.
They're going to be more passionate and they're going to be loud and they're going to get very aggressive people to speak on their behalf because they're mad.
Yes. Well, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, and so it's funny because you were saying pro shark, pro Forex, or, you know, anti shark, anti Forex. And my head went to, you know, either pro or for could be creators. It could be good or bad actors, you know, which brews the FUD, which brews the negativity, which brews, you know, ultimately, you know, I guess a worse look for Forex. So yeah, it's funny because my head only went to the influencers and whatnot, but thinking about the bad actors.
That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that.
Some of the miners that have come out around the same time of all this that, you know, have been a rug and whatnot. So yeah, you sparked up.
Yeah. And because of this, like the pro shark people, we already talked about the anti shark people. The pro shark people point to he took a system and refunded everybody what they had, right? When they had it, you know, for the pigs part. He recreated a blockchain that took it down to every last transaction on the blockchain to make sure that everything was done right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the pro, right? The pro is the piggy bank is working, right? And it's not even turned on. But because nobody's in it, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Right? Even with it dropping.
Yeah.
Right? It's working. But people still have their dogs. It's not working, some people would say, because I'm not getting the benefits of me working hard and long hours to get people to follow me. And so I'm not getting my referrals.
Yeah. And
right?
you think, of course, right now, the drop of that is because of the market as a whole and the FUD and what has recently happened with Forex right now. You think that's the only reason it's dropping? And I'm asking Potter's take. I'm not saying let's make a prediction.
Right. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank said, when you hold people's money, they will never trust you again.
I mean,
they will always sell. I didn't know that. Like, I just heard that the other day. It was like, oh, okay. Because that's the way I felt. You know, I was like, I don't care. I will never trust him again. Right.
The trust level changes.
Yeah. And then he released and I was like, well,
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, right?
A lot of money to be made.
Wow, this thing's crazy. It's making money, you know? Yeah. You know, I got my ROI back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think I'm at 96%. And probably today, I'm probably finally over. But it was because I put the emotions aside and just looked at the facts. But here's the thing. The people who are upset, they've got facts. They've got solid facts.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And when you are motivated by your own eyes that tell you nobody waits this long, right? And you think that he's a bad guy, he's gonna be a bad guy.
What you just said there is if they're a bad guy, if it's a rug, nobody waits this long for it to be a rug. Like if this is a rug, it's the slowest rug in history. You're saying that nobody waits this long. Nobody makes improvements to a project and keeps adding things on if it's going to be a rug.
That is true, but what I'm saying is a person who's upset can take those exact same things that we see and say, no. Were you kidding? There's no way he's ever going to release anything. You're an idiot for believing in him. He's a criminal. He's not ever. That's what people are saying. It's not founded on anything other than feelings.
Sure.
That are based on, that. So now going to the pro shark and anti shark influencer realm, right? There's a new kind of breed of influencer that's coming up. One that is. That breeds itself on dissension, right? So one, like, I got to sit down with On-Chain. A lot of people don't like this guy at all, right? But he really does all the research, because he does fact finding, and he's a very charismatic person, and he's decided, I'm going to use the bad guy feel to do good stuff, right? So but he bases it on integrity. And then there's the other kind of influencers who are just like, hey, I'm just a normal person talking normal stuff, right?
Yes.
They might have a business plan that includes, from the recordings I've listened to, Forex Presents, coming into his 100,000 people bucket to say, I'll take them, because that's like shooting fish in a barrel, right? Yep. They're all sitting there and nothing's happening. I can go in and I can convince those people of pretty much anything. At least I can introduce myself to them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there are people who are exploiting that. That's not a bad thing. It's a business model. Right? Business. You're not stealing out of their pockets. Mm-hmm. Might not like it, but that's their job. That's what they do.
Yep.
So you have, he's breeding not only a cryptographic ecosystem, but he's also breeding a social one.
Well, and I think if you can remove your emotions, if you can step back objectively, and I think the big thing is here, if you have any sort of belief in this project, so I take that back. I guess there has to be some belief in Forex or the project. But maybe you're not 100% happy with like everything and how it's gone. You do have to think of this concept that without a doubt, without question, since I got into Drip, I got in around 20,000 users, so it's been quite some time now. And I can objectively say from then until now, the amount of influencers and people talking about it and the amount of hundreds of thousands of views that are being grasped because of Drip, whether it's good or bad, there's a lot of people talking about it. So there is that concept. And I guess what I'm sort of alluding to is any press is good press. In a sense, I guess, it's all the way you want to spin it. How do you want to look at it? So yeah.
So, but like, what is your opinion on, I said a lot, right? Like, so what is your opinion? What's your take on, when you look at the influencers? Because to your credit, like, you're just not, it's not the TV you want to see, you're just not going to get in it.
Basically what we just spoke to, I understand that there's a creator economy, a YouTuber world, and I respect the hustle. I understand that job. Maybe as a person, their integrity, maybe I think a little differently on that, but I respect the job. I get when I see a clickbait title, I'm like, I get it. How I feel about it, me. So, I guess I'm going to sound altruistic here, but I'm someone of moral integrity, and I care about the people watching. But it is the truth. I guess I understand the hustle. That's the big thing. I understand the hustle. Yeah.
So, do you feel any of that pull, either way?
How do you mean?
Pro or anti? Are you like, no, I just see both their sides. That's where we sit.
As far as being a pro Forex, a pro or anti?
In the camp of, the influencers that, go one way or the other.
Oh, are you saying, do I feel the pull of like, let's clickbait the shit out of this real quick, or the opposite?
Yeah, like, so when I watch, I'm not communicating effectively. So like when I watch one of the, pro, I'm like, dude, that's a little bit much, right? And then I watch some of the anti, I'm like, dude, that's not even true, Mm-hmm. And so that's what kind of gets me, but I'm a little bit more on the one that's like, come on, give them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm always more on the benefit of the doubt. Even if because you know how I am right now, even in my times where like I'm stepping away from social media for a minute, looking at every single thing, I'm still always benefit of the doubt, because at the end of the day, I'm still here on this show because I believe in crypto. I believe there is something here. If I ever lose that, then sure, all of it. That's it. I'm hanging my headphones up. Goodbye. So no, I err on the side of being optimism, glass half full.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
So
let's wrap it up with the bottom line. And if you are not new to this show, you know how we are. All of this to say, all the drama you're seeing, all the emotions and feeling, and holy mother, it doesn't matter. The bottom line is you should trust no one. In fact, don't even trust us. Don't trust us even. You must do your own due diligence and discover what is fact. Now, Potter beautifully put these banners together for us to sort of lead our show and weave it. But I want to ask Potter, we hear it all the time, especially in the crypto world, where everyone's trying to protect themselves from being sued of this is not financial advice. But doing your own due diligence, what does that actually mean? Does that mean watching YouTube videos and figuring stuff out? Does that mean diving into the code even though you don't know what the hell the code means? What does due diligence actually mean in Potter's words?
So thank you. Great question. I thought you were going to cue the music.
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, okay. And I was like waiting for it. I'm like, okay. So when we watch influencers, you know how some of them only like just show the ticker or the chart.
Yeah.
And they only talk about, well, if you take a look at historically, it's done this, we've seen this before. And, guys, we've seen this bottom before. It spiked here before. Here's a bottom, here's support, here's resistance.
Yeah.
And guys, look, I can copy and paste it, and it's exactly the same. That's not due diligence.
Okay. All right.
Right? Due diligence is in cybersecurity, when we're taking a look at something and they're like, hey, we're paying you, hundreds of thousands of dollars, to get this right. They're not paying for you to go, oh yeah, I Googled and looked on some wiki, here's a PowerPoint, right? They're expecting that you went through open source documents, that you used any sources that you have subscription services to, that you hire the best people to make sure that they look through the data and that you analyze that data before you presented it to me, because I'm going to base a strategy on everything I do based on the information that you have, right? If you were somebody who just said, oh man, I overslept, looked in the paper, this is about what you said, like a late book report, you're not going to get hired again. Yeah. Right. And so if you do that in your own financial business build, you're going to get wrecked. Yeah. So that's what I mean.
I like it. Well, I guess at the end of the day, don't feed into the FUD. Don't feed off your emotions. Go back to your principles and keep watching this friggin' show every Thursday. We appreciate you sliding by. Great show, Potter. Great job. Very nice.
Oh, thank you, dude.
You got anything in closing? Because we're wrapping this bad boy up.
No, again, thanks for the call. And, we appreciate people watching. See a little bit of the uptick. We know that we're not ever going to be, mainstream. We
don't know. Yeah, and we don't know that. We don't know that.
The schedule we keep, but boy, do we appreciate you guys for watching a lot. So thank you so much. And by the way, I got that from that. Thanks is something I learned from Matt, because if you go back to his channel, Matt Lane Fitness, and you see his humble beginnings, he was so thankful to people. Like, I felt it, I know I was watching back in time, but I was like, wow, he really does mean that. And so I mean it too.
Heck yeah.
I'm carrying on.
Absolutely.
Your legacy. I didn't know another word.
I appreciate it. No, that's honorable. Well, we will be here every Thursday, Friday. We appreciate you watching. 10 Eastern. So builders, keep building.
Game on.